fuck, dog? Like, so your idea of this is just to take no precaution. Like, it's just like do nothing, basically.
Hey, I don't tell people what to do. People do what they're gonna do, and whatever happens to whoever is whatever happens to whoever.
I just feel like they should grab anybody who doesn't like not people who don't want to get like vaccinated, but people who don't want to get vaccinated and also don't think COVID is a big deal. I'm like, all right, so then why don't we do the same thing that we do with kids when they would get smallpox? And just fucking put them all together. I'm like, like if you really believe that it's not a big deal, then you should not be afraid.
Yeah, I don't think they are.
But it's a catch-22 because then they're like, no, but I mean, come on, I'm not gonna get it on purpose. And I'm like, well, motherfucker, you're gonna get an accident, you idiot. Then it doesn't matter. The virus doesn't care if you think it's a big deal or not. That's not.
I honestly, it's just people just want their lives to be normal, and you know the catch-22 in that is like, well, my life isn't normal because now you've locked me in this box with other people.
Yeah, but I would take 40 vaccines for my life to get back to normal. Again, like it just seemed like such a minimum, like, because everybody's like, oh, it might be some complications or whatever, but nobody has said what they could possibly be. Like nobody has said, like nobody has any hard evidence.
Yeah, I know. It's I the only reason I got the vaccine was my job paid me $100 to get it.
No, like
because here's the thing, like I'm not anti-vaccines or anything like that at all. I've just never really gotten them because I just have a good immune system. I don't get sick. Like I never got flu shots and stuff and whatever. So it's just like when the vaccine was
polio one though for sure.
Well, I got the ones you got when you were a baby. You know what I'm saying? But
I don't think I've gotten vaccinated past like middle school.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's like I don't think I got probably just before middle school was the last time I got vaccinated for something. Like the last thing I got was like a tetanus shot when I was like 12, and like I just don't get sick. That's how I am. So I was like, whatever, vaccine. You know, I wear a mask and I wash my hands and I don't like to go around people anyways. So I'm like, whatever. But my job was like, hey, you want $100 to get vaccinated? I was like, yes.
Yeah, but also it's like, this is what you're gonna have to do for your life to get back to normal. I'm like, again, I'll do whatever.
Yeah.
This is not like this, and it's free. It's like, who gives a fuck?
Yeah.
Like I don't just like.
I guess it's just the mentality of it's like, and I don't like free things from the government.
Yeah, it's just like, oh, I don't trust these like big companies. I'm like, listen, there are things where like I understand when people say like, oh, these big companies are gonna fuck us in the ass or whatever, but I'm like, what would they gain from killing their customers? What would they gain from making their source of income sick? What would they gain from destroying their labor force?
You want to know what I've been thinking about recently? Yeah. Not that I think it is like a genuine conspiracy or related at all.
Yeah.
I've just been writing about something and then it involved. Do you know what MK Ultra is?
Yeah, of course.
Some people out there are probably like, this is MK Ultra, like not literally like mind control, but MK Ultra is just they were slipping people LSD without telling them it was LSD and other psychedelics, and then like testing them. And I'm guessing people are like, they're doing something like that where they're testing something crazy on us without telling us what it is. And it's like you can try to argue with something like that, but that's the problem with conspiracy is like you can't prove it because they admit it's not proven. They just think they're like, listen, it's a possibility and I've just chosen to believe it. And it's like, I can't tell someone who doesn't believe it's like proven, like, because they're like, listen, in the 60s, they doused, I don't know, I'm reading into the full, literally thousands of people were slipped these drugs and, had to all sorts of insane effects. Do you know how many people were notified afterwards?
What?
14. They burned.
That's what I mean. Like they did that in secret. Like they would never like do like.
Yeah.
And also, that's what Bill Gates was doing in Africa.
But that's what I was. People are like, why is Bill Gates getting involved in this all of a sudden? He makes computers. Like, bro, he has a foundation that has been doing this for like decades, dude. Like, what do you mean all of a sudden? Just because you can't turn on a computer and look up Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation cures people in Africa village of West Nile virus or whatever the hell it was.
No, it's like, listen, everybody was worried about the testing phase. I'm like, I'm sorry to tell you, but the testing phase
was in Africa.
Yeah, it did happen, and it happened in fucking Nigeria or whatever. And they fucked everybody there in the ass.
And now you get to have the tested version. You're welcome.
Yeah.
Pfizer, Moderna gang.
Oh, you're Moderna?
Yeah.
Oh, fucking piece of shit.
You know what, dude? Wait, I know I talked to you for a minute.
I'm gonna start this again. Just go the intro because again we recorded 20 seconds.
Bro, I thought we were recording.
No, we are recording.
Oh,
but I mean like.
Okay, cause I was like, why have I been holding this mic in my face like some kind of idiot? And why have you been doing?
I like to have like a couple minutes just because I like to fade in, you know, to think so it feels like.
Gotcha.
I'm pulling the curtain.
Okay, you're pulling back the curtain.
Yeah, but anyways, guys, so because I'm a big, you know, R word, and I mean by R word I mean retarded. I'm a big retardo. I did not put batteries in the record, so we lost everything.
We talked about Captain America or Falcon and the Winter Soldier, and it's all lost to time.
Exactly.
And the echoes of my apartment.
And I canceled myself in the beginning as well.
Yes,
amazing.
He went on a really long rant about a certain actor who plays Falcon he doesn't like and why the color of his skin is responsible.
Yeah.
Even though we both love Anthony, I love that guy so much.
Yeah, dude. Like every time I watch like his like clips of his interviews,
he's just insane.
He doesn't give a fuck. No. It's so like I was like, what the fuck? Like the best one for sure is. I think when he was on Wendy, right?
Yeah, the Make Daddy a Sandwich.
Yeah, the Make Daddy a Sandwich. And everybody's clapping, and it's like, hell yeah.
I love it.
Yeah.
He's just...
And I was like, that's my Captain America. I was like, if Falcon would have said that shit, then I would have had, like, nobody would have any doubt, like, that's the new Captain America.
And I just love how, like, he's just so open about how he's, like, horny for Scarlett Johansson.
Yeah, no.
This is your coworker. I couldn't do that at my job.
No, but he does have like that natural, like, I guess like harmless vibe. You know what I mean? Like
he's just messing around.
No, I know, but like some dudes like don't have that. Like I feel like I don't have that.
Yeah, it's because you're 5'1".
No, but I
meant you have a pedophile mustache. Well, at the moment,
a goatee, but
yeah, but you know, last time we were recording, I was like, "This dude looks like a pedophile."
Yeah, well, looks do play a part, but I think it's also more like
it's because we're angry and aggressive.
Yeah, exactly. Because we're better at the world, and he's not. He's clearly having.
Well, yeah, because he's like 6'2", and
no, he's not. He's probably like 5'9".
5'9".
Yeah,
whatever.
he's not
That's
that
an inch taller than me.
Well, yeah, but what I'm saying is he just has that like swag of like I already had all the pussy.
Yeah, exactly.
Any more pussy that I get is extra pussy. Yeah.
And he has that because he's not the same height as me and you.
Yeah, imagine it. I mean, I'm actually like I if I ever meet him, and he's 5'9", I'm gonna start wearing lifts. Like if that's how much it, because I know it makes it. It's probably I know it's the biggest differentiator in like a man's quality of life is his height.
Yeah.
But I'm like but I never thought that it would actually be that much better being 5'9" than being 5'7".
Have you? It's actually, so ridiculous how tall people. It's just like I don't know what.
It's tall men, tall women.
Yeah. Well, that's what I mean. Tall. Yeah. Is that the only standard women have now? Because I see like people I know, where I'm like, oh, all these women are attractive. I'm like, the only thing you have going for you is that you're tall.
Yeah.
Everything else about you is inferior.
Yeah.
But we're like, oh, tall? Okay. Like, what even is it? I mean, I guess
they could even be uglier, which is crazy to me. I'm like, dude, like. I'm like, listen, I know I ain't no prize, but holy fuck, like you look like dog shit. But they're like tall, and it's just like, damn, it's just, and it's the one thing you can't change, which is crazy. Because I was like, I could hit the gym, get a 6-pack, like I could even like I don't know,
a buff midget.
Yeah, get a smaller nose or whatever, like do all these things that like get super nice clothes, but
yeah. But it'll always be bookended by midget. You could be a handsome midget, a buff midget.
Yeah.
That will always override everything. Because, like, look at it. What stands out more in handsome midget? Midget. Exactly. Buff midget. What stands out more? Midget. Because now I'm thinking about the image of a funny, tiny buff guy.
Yeah.
Not like a buff guy. It's like, oh, he's buff and it's funny because he's tiny.
I saw this. Again, I don't know how credible any of this shit is. But like I saw this like study about how like height, like there was not even that much correlation between like height and dick size. Now I don't know if this was a short a small penis scientist who conducted this experiment. You know what I mean? Like I don't know, who did this or whatever. But I'm like, okay, let's say that that's true. I'm like, at the end of the day, like, it's still kind of irrelevant because you're not walking around with your dick out. You know what I mean? Like, they're just judging you by what they can see. And also, it is not crazy for people to think that it's gonna be proportional to like the body? Exactly.
Yeah.
So it wouldn't even matter. Again, by the time the girl sees your dick, it's over.
Yeah. They're not gonna. Yeah. They're not gonna back out. They'll talk bad about it after.
Yeah, but
they're not gonna back out. You know.
Exactly.
From the
yeah, but every woman talks bad about us after.
I was just talking about
so
this
it doesn't
to my
matter.
friend. I was like,
yeah.
Because we were talking about stuff like that, and I was like, you could be rocking like the 12, and you can be rocking the Subway foot long.
Yeah.
And if you piss off this girl in any way, the very next day she's gonna be telling everyone on earth like, "Oh, he has a tiny dick. It's like 1 inch. What is a blah blah blah." Bro, I've seen it. I'm like, it's like, this is funny how every guy you've ever had sex with who ended up pissing you off has like a really small penis. That's funny. Or like, what an incredible coincidence.
Or and also like if they don't say that, if they say like literally everything's bad and they're like, oh, but he had such a big dick, I'm like, he won. The dude won. You could say literally anything. You could be like, yeah, he beat the shit out of his mom. He's a Raiders fan. Anything, and then you say that, and then the dude like some like spider sense goes over his head. Is like, somebody just said something nice about me. somewhere I just won.
Dude, you don't even have to like I was thinking like some people, I'm not gonna say names, so someone that we both know,
yeah,
and someone was talking about him after, and they're like, blah blah, he's this and that. In my head, I'm like, but you let him hit twice, bro. Like, he won.
Yeah.
It's over. Like, just go home. You log off. You're done.
Yeah,
it's over.
It really is an unfair game.
Yeah,
but in more way, like it's funny how unfair it is. Like in a bunch of different ways, like always like towards like men or women. Like, it's unfair for women in that case because no matter what they said, if you have sex with them, you won.
Yeah.
And then it's also unfair for men, I guess, how much easier it is for them. Where like you can literally just go down the list, and it's like very
because
one thing.
What happens is that afterwards, the woman's mad. She'll just do everything she can to ruin your chances with any female that the two of you happen to know. It is so hard to ruin a woman's like sexual appeal to like dudes.
You're right. You would have to say like nasty shit.
And then half of it, people be like, "Well, I gotta experience this myself."
Yeah, no, you say nasty shit. That, well, yeah, I could always wipe her cooch. Or whatever.
Yeah,
you're telling me I gotta put this bitch in the shower before I bang her? Is this what you're telling me?
Yeah, you'd have to drop something like that.
Yeah, you got the blue waffle. Like, okay, so I inject her with so I give her antibiotics first. Is this what you're telling me? It's like, it's just like, no,
that's how it goes. Because there's like women and people have told me like this and this about them, but it's like there's like a split second where I'm like, and then I just go back to like, nah, they're still hot. It's like, you failed to like.
I wonder if all men have that. I think they do, but I also sometimes when I was like, my experience is very like, not good.
I think men are mostly the same because I think dudes are just on a baseline level are simple. Yeah. We're just like very simple. Like, we're not high maintenance. So it's just like, whether you believe it's one thing, like, it's just an objective truth. Whether you believe it's the way like a god made you or the way that we've evolved. This is just how it is. Whatever you believe, the fact of the matter is that whatever happened, guys are like simple. Whether we just evolved to be this way or some higher power was like, guys are going to be simple. We're here in 2021,
right?
And guys are simple. That's just an inescapable fact.
I think it's just like nature doesn't fix something that's not broken.
Yeah.
So it's like, as long as the species is so successful, like, why would
we're still banging and making kids?
Yeah.
So why would that part of us have to change? It doesn't.
Yeah, I have met men though that are like picky, and I'm like, so you're gay? Is this what you're telling me? you're a homosexual, and then they're like, nah, it's just I wouldn't fuck anybody. I'm like, I'll fuck whoever will have me.
I'm not there, bro.
Yeah. No, but I mean, like, as a rule of thumb, that is more true often than not.
Yeah.
But you know, also I'm not exactly putting myself in situations where I'm like talking to women that I'm not interested in.
Yeah, exactly.
You know? I meant like they would be like put in those situations and just kind of say like, nah. To me, that's like crazy.
Yeah.
Like I want to kill them.
Yeah, no, I would never like go after someone with this uncertainty.
Yeah.
Because then that just creates awkwardness.
Yeah, well, yeah, I don't understand this concept of playing it cool. I'm like, what?
That doesn't lead to anything. And then I see people dropping advice where it's like, oh, be friends first, bro. Be direct, like straight out of the gate. Because
I don't
unless you
be
want
friends
to,
with her.
that's what I'm telling
Yeah.
people. I'm like, bro, like if like, and it's hard for like, especially like younger guys. Yeah. It's like, just be direct right out of the gate because like, you don't want to be friends. Like, don't let them think that that's a possibility because then that's what they're going to, like, as a default run with. Yeah, you know, like, just find out immediately, like, cool, yes or no, whatever, cool.
Yeah, there is for sure, like...
That's why a lot of guys are getting, like, the like, right now.
Yeah.
You see, like, all, like, guys getting their feelings hurt, blah, blah. It's like, just be direct.
I see it. I see... Honestly, I would tell them that out of just be like, listen... don't waste your time.
Yeah, exactly. Don't waste either of your guys' time. And it's it's just
because a lot of guys also like they get mad after like, oh, I thought we were going somewhere or whatever. I'm like, listen, like if we complain about women not being clear, you know what I mean, we'll communicate, then you can't not do the same thing and then act all surprised.
And women don't want to go anywhere unless you most of the time. You know, if you're interested in a girl, you're gonna have to like, you know, make it clear. You're like option number 87.
Yeah,
like,
that is a weird like psychology about it.
Well, it's not even psychology. Like they just have other options. So like, you know, you have like, what's gonna make them be like, this is the one. You know, this one who's iffy when I have like 50 who are like being direct. Right. Like that's why you just have to be direct because then you're like, oh, I'll just go with this one's being direct while Mr. like iffy over here is like can just be a friend because clearly like he's making it look like that's an option.
Oh, I thought you meant that like since they have so many options that we have to like act as nonchalant as them.
Yeah, that's kind of what I mean. It's like just since they have options, you want to be an option and you want to be an option. You don't want to be like, oh, cool, that guy is cool being friends, you know, because then it's like once you're past the point of like I'm not cool being friends, you're now in the zone with like 30 other people who are like have made it aware they're not cool
it's
just being
like
friends.
Don't be a coward, like just tell her straight up and like, because you know, like immediately when you meet somebody, whether you're a guy or a girl, if you're interested in them or not.
Yeah,
it's not, you know, like this isn't like this.
Well, there's some occasions where
if you're attracted to them.
Maybe
well, they might find you attractive but not be interested in you.
There was someone who I wasn't interested in and didn't find attractive at all, and then I didn't think she was ugly or anything, but it's just like whatever. Yeah. And then just out of nowhere, like 2 weeks later, like that like flipped like completely both. I was like, oh. But that's the only time it's ever happened. That's like a one-off.
Well, what happened to you there? It's a rare condition. It's called tempora homo, which is for a bit you were gay. Oh, so therefore you were not attracted to her.
Oh, it's not a bit. It's like a werewolf thing. It happens, you know, certain nights.
Yeah, with the full moon.
Yeah.
You start watching RuPaul's Drag Race, and
I'm on season 8.
It does look like a fun show, but I don't have time to watch.
Know anything about it, and I don't care enough about men or women putting on a bunch of makeup and doing a drag race.
I was gonna say like, it's fun. I love Bravo TV. I just don't have the time to actually like invest in watching. I'll watch hella clips, you know, and I follow it like on Instagram, and I just think it's like hilarious. But it's also like, I could be watching fucking Breaking Bad.
Yeah, okay. That's exactly.
It's like a 40-minute episode.
That's what I was about to say. I'm trying right now to expand my list of what I would like high quality television because I was like trying to think of what are my favorite TV shows, and I capped it out at 5, which I think they're all high, which is It's Always Sunny, Fargo, The Shield, Breaking Bad, and Hannibal. And then I was like, damn, that's the only 5 like premium, like high quality shows. So I'm like trying to watch more. Like I've never seen The Sopranos, and I've never seen 6 Feet Under, and I've never seen. I mean, I've seen a lot of Game of Thrones, but I haven't finished it. I want to finish that first. Right now, have you seen Banshee?
No, but I've heard about it.
That show is insane. I didn't know what it was, and I got into it. Like I thought it got
canceled though. Like
no, it ended. It ended.
Oh, it did.
I believe it ended. But
you should check before you keep watching.
Well, yeah, but I mean, I'm already hooked, bro.
It's over. Yeah,
I'm in season 2, but I went into it thinking it was gonna be like a drama, like a straight up like Breaking Bad, whatever. What's that Jason Bateman show right now on Netflix? Ozark, like that type of thing, and it kind of is. But it is that. But I'm just going to say, like, the first episode, the first action set piece, like, the first 10 minutes, is running down the streets of New York, and a double-decker bus flips over and is sliding towards the main character. And he's, like, jumping and, like, sliding over cars to get away from it. So, like, okay. It's, like, an action, like, a full... Yeah, it's, like, crazy expensive action.
Where are you watching this?
HBO Max.
So it's probably on Hulu, then.
HBO Max is the best streaming service, dude. No,
but I mean, like my Hulu has HBO, but not everything from HBO is on it. But that's probably there.
Watch that. It's just the basic rundown of the show is like it's a dude, he's a con artist who fakes his way into being like the sheriff of this town to get like close to this, his former partner that he's like in love with, and he's like, he doesn't know how to be a cop. Like his whole thing is like, oh, this dude mouthed off to me, I'm gonna beat the shit out of him. And like this dude, like this like MMA fighter, like rapes this girl, and they're like, oh, we're just gonna pair off to be quiet. And he just like is like when he goes to arrest the dude, is like, I'm just gonna beat the shit out of him now. He like just completely like demolishes.
Damn, you can't do that shit right now, like because.
And what's bad is the MMA fighter was a black dude, and the main character's like super white. But I mean, like they do not like shy away. Like the rape scene was like intense. Like they filmed it like a horror thing because like she tries to crawl away and it does this like cut where he's like grabs her and drags her in. I was like, so that's why I think if this was going on now they'd get away with it because like that dude was like evil. But have like Mr. White Cop beats people up
for. It's society's fault, alleged.
That is true.
That he did that.
That is true.
Is the woman who raped White?
Yes.
Oh well.
And blonde.
Reparations.
Oh okay. This is actually making so much sense now.
Turns out the dude's like Moroccan or something. He's like The Rock.
Every time we talk, this stuff just makes more sense.
Yeah. Well, this is the message that the creator's trying to give you.
Yeah. See, because like I see things a certain way, and then you'll say something that's like, oh, how did I not understand that the rape was reparations for slavery?
Listen, you're a writer now, Elijah. You need to start looking at things and deeper.
I don't want to know how complicated it is.
It is
just do better.
It is no longer just a scene.
It's
a power struggle in society being represented over what I assume is an NBC show.
It's good to know I could put out like one of my worst scripts from like 5 years ago and include a scene where someone yells at like a white politician to do better, and Disney and like Fox will kick down my door to like make it.
I mean, I really hope that is true.
Yeah,
I hope
because
so.
I'm willing to sell out.
I am too. Like I was.
Listen, we both
actually
admitted
we can literally pivot into fucking Falcon.
Yeah, but we both
because that's what happened on that goddamn show.
Yeah,
they sold their fucking soul to like, which is what's funny is like, okay, so there's 2 universes going on here, right? There's the real world. Mm-hmm. In which Black Panther was literally the biggest fucking movie Marvel ever made.
Yes.
Okay, so maybe this whole thing that people don't want to see black superheroes is not true in the real world. Now, in the imaginary MCU universe, again, not a single mention of any racism throughout 20 films in 22 movies
and a TV show, and technically 2 TV shows to count Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Technically 7 if you count the Netflix stuff.
Right. In 12 years. 13 years of content. Now. And then suddenly, they're like, we have this show. Right? Yeah. And they're like, I'm listening. It starts the Falcon and Winter Soldier. Keep going. And then it's like, and we reduced the Falcon's character to just another black guy in America. And like, don't stop. Keep going.
He gets denied loans from the bank because he's black, and no one wants him to succeed.
And not because he has had no credit for the past 5 years because he was snapped away by a giant purple man. Like, that's the thing that blows my... Like,
giant purple man and racism.
It's just... I actually think it's kind of, like... Sometimes, like, I actually think it's kind of disrespectful to, like, important issues when you try to, like, address them in a show about people that dress up like animals. Dude, and shoot, like, have wings and shoot, like, flying guns. It's like, you can do it, but usually like, I don't know. It's just, like, even if it's, like, a super realistic thing, like... I've seen plenty of things that have all these like messages on them, but they're well done. Like, this is just
here's the thing.
Well done.
Your argument right now is going to be reduced in a universe where anyone listens to what
I was gonna say, if anyone gives a fuck.
If say this went viral, or not even viral, people in like Instagram,
some blue check mark hole.
Not even that. Like, people on Instagram would talk about comic books and stuff. Saw this. It's all going to be reduced to the same argument I've seen a million times, where they're like, oh, people nowadays are like, oh, I don't want politics in my comic books. Well, don't you know that comic books have been political since day one? It's like, yeah, but in the 40s, Captain America wasn't giving stupid speeches like Falcon was. It's like, when people say they don't want politics...
And an ignorant speech, not a good speech. Yeah.
People... Because all I see on Instagram, like... Because, I'm active in these circles. Yeah. It's always like they post the same meme. Yeah, I am a nerd. I'm gonna bring that up later, but I see the same post and memes, like it's the same thing over and over again. Where it's like, oh, look at these stupid people who don't want politics and the superhero stuff. Right. Look at Captain America, literally wears the American flag. Like, politics has been but do you understand that there's like a diss to like including politics and then including a show in your politics? Like, it's reversed. Like, the politics are like insane. They're just like overwhelming the show and like making it stupid.
Yeah,
that's the problem. Is like, if you're smart with your politics, stupid people won't even know they're there.
Yeah, like there's great, again, like, of course it can be done right because it has been done right 100 times.
It's been done right for, like, here's an example. I see the same argument with Star Wars where they're like, oh, look at these dumb people.
It was done better in Black Panther.
Yeah.
I'll give it to you that way. It was done better in Black Panther, the way, like, Killmonger... had this, like, I'm gonna kill all these damn honkies. It was done better in Black Panther.
Yeah.
So it's not really a critique of the idea of itself. It's just the execution is horrific.
If you look at, like, Star Wars is going through the same thing with, like, oh, they don't want politics in Star Wars. Don't you know Star Wars has had politics since day one? That's the point. Stupid people don't know. They're like, that's the answer to your question. Like, don't they know politics has always been there? It's like, no, they don't.
Also, it's
because they were smart about it, and it wasn't
supposed to be subtle. Exactly. Yeah.
It's like, if you're subtle, 99% of the population won't know it's there, and it's fine. They'll get the messages like people did with X-Men back then, and it won't be crammed down their throats. Like, X-Men was all about tolerance and, like, racism and accepting people, but it wasn't having... Wolverine never stopped to give a stupid speech about, like, you need to accept short, hairy Canadians.
Yeah. Listen, I know we all hate cripples and bald people, and especially when they're British, but Professor X is actually a pretty cool guy.
When you were talking about crippled things, people, it made me think of, since we're talking about the Marvel shows, about how... I think Kevin Feige made me mad for the first time. He's never made me mad before.
Yeah.
When he's like, oh, we didn't include Doctor Strange because I was like, why would I want a white, like, oh, here's the white dude who comes in and explains, like, are you really going to reduce this entire character with all the significance to this other character?
He's an established character, too. He's not a Deus Ex coming out of nowhere to save...
This is his world. It makes less sense that he's not here. Like, you've literally reduced a logical part of your universe because he's white.
And may I add, a cripple.
Yeah.
And, like, what do they call it?
Disabled.
Atypical whatever. Neurotypical.
Abled, whatever.
Yeah, exactly. Like, he has a disability.
Yeah, he was injured and crippled.
Exactly. That's his whole fucking character. Yeah, and because I actually had, like, a discussion with this about somebody who, like, replied to, like, my story. And my thing is, like, I'm like, I'm not exactly mad at the decision. The reason is dumb. Like, because this person I was talking to, like, they said, like, oh, but, like, it's all about, like, Wanda, like, basically, like, actually bettering herself and not just having somebody come in and, like, saving her. I'm like, okay, if Kevin Feige had said that, I would have agreed with it. Be like, okay, that's what the character arc they wanted to be.
Yeah.
For her to not need help, for her to save her own day. But, you know, even if the end goal is, I guess, like, even if they end up with the same script, it comes, like, I'd explain, like, you can feel it through the story, like, what the reasoning is. Now, honestly, in this one, I didn't really feel it. That, like, it never felt like they excluded Doctor Strange because he was a honky. But
but the fact that he said that is stupid.
And he's not, dude. Also, Wanda, I don't know if these people have eyes. She's white. So it's also a white savior thing when he's saving a fellow oppressor. It just doesn't make any
Well, he would have
sense.
also been saving Monica Rambeau, who is a black woman.
No, she should have just died. Fucking.
But she's the most interesting character.
No, fuck her.
You know what's funny? They just announced the new Captain Marvel movie, and they're shoving all three of them.
It's called Marvels, right?
Yeah, which we all do. Do you? How much? Okay,
she's the worst character by far in the universe.
I was gonna say, how much of that decision do you think was affected by them realizing that Brie Larson couldn't carry another movie?
No, she is a great actor, but, like, I just think they were like, yeah, maybe we just hashtag girl boss the fuck out of this movie, like, way too much.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. But I think she's already poisoned herself to this fan base.
Yeah, she said a bunch of stupid shit.
And on top of that, no one liked her in Endgame. They made her so annoying. Like, she comes in, she's like, oh, you let half the population die because I wasn't here. Now I'm here. Yeah. And it's like, okay, you were in one movie no one really liked. Like, chill.
Yeah, literally probably the worst MCU movie.
I don't think it's worse than Thor 2.
I actually kind of really like Thor 2. But yeah, like, it's just like, you can't be inclusive and then be reductionist because it defeats the whole purpose. Yeah. I think of, like, what you're supposed to be trying to do when you're being inclusive, like, on purpose, and then you reduce them to just their identity, then to their like, it's just like, then it defeats the whole fucking purpose of including somebody.
They're like, look, the new Captain Marvel is going to be carried by, they have the Muslim girl and then the black woman and the white woman, and they're all going to get carried by the kid. I don't know.
I thought it was going to be because there used to be a male Captain Marvel, right?
Well, yeah, the OG, but they turned him into Glenn Close.
Oh.
Yeah, he's the only comic book character who's ever died and not come back, except for, like, someone's parents. But,
so it's gonna be Kamala Harris and who else?
Kamala Khan, Monica Rambeau, Carol Danvers. But the thing is, I don't care at all about Kamala Khan, but I'm giving the kid a chance for one reason. Because I don't know if you've seen, she wrote a letterboxd review for Captain Marvel. Gave it 2 stars.
Yeah, I read that. I was like,
this is boring.
She's based as fuck.
I was like, yeah, you get the pass, all right.
yeah. I was like, it seems like Hollywood might take away her integrity right now, but we saw you had it. We saw you. She might John Boyega this shit.
Oh my god, that dude. That dude is on everything. I'm like, what are you talking?
I don't know. He got annoying quick too.
You know who got really annoying real quick, and I want to get canceled for saying this because we have to, like, support him, is the dude who played Cyborg.
Oh, I gotta be honest, like, I just got tired of how vague the accusations were.
It's not even that. If you want to talk about race, like, what I don't know if I want to call it race baiting, is that offensive, but whatever. He's like, the big controversy is like, oh, Cyborg's not going to say booyah in the Justice League because, that's his catchphrase or whatever. And I'm like, cool. If Zack Snyder wants to come out and say that it just wouldn't fit the tone of the movie, that's fine.
Yeah, but he's because this is a dark movie, so he's just going to yell the N-word because it's dark.
But the Cyborg actor, he's on Twitter. He's like, oh, why are you not mad about Superman not saying up, up, and away. Perhaps it's because you're racist. I'm like, really, bro? I'm like, this is your argument?
Yeah.
Like, all he does, everything is like, maybe it's because you're racist. Maybe you don't like this guy's movie that no one has ever liked since, he started making DC movies. Maybe you're mad at his decisions because you're racist.
I never, like, to me, like, it just seemed like Ray Fisher is by far the least famous person on that cast.
Yeah, he's been on one thing before.
Yeah, exactly. So it was like, it is for sure a bad look that they're apparently treating, this guy that way, and he happens to be the only, like, black person in the movie. But also, like,
bro, they got the dude who invented Skynet is his dad.
No, but I don't mean that. But I'm just
I know you mean like superhero.
Yeah, exactly. And also, but I was like, yeah, but they also kind of went hard as fuck with Will Smith. So it's like, they made Deadshot black, and they were like, not only are we gonna make him black, we're gonna make him Will fucking Smith. Yeah. And everybody's like, hell yeah, let's watch this fucking movie. But
it's just, I don't know. And
okay, here's the thing. I read probably like 4 articles. And to this day, I have no idea what he's accusing Joss Whedon of, except of being like mean. But
I can narrow it down.
What is the racist shit though? I don't get. I never.
So well, him saying racist stuff is mostly directed towards the fan base, but he claims that.
Oh wow!
So
sorry.
Doom Patrol, that show they did on DC and it's on HBO Max now, and that show has their own cyborg.
Yeah.
Apparently, he claims that when the new cyborg actor was announced, Jeff Johns called him at like 2 a.m. and like making fun of him, like, we got a new cyborg. Fuck you. Like,
who the fuck is Jeff Johns?
He's the producer of the DC movies. He wrote a bunch of comic books. He wrote like Blackest Night and all that.
Okay. Oh, that Geoff
Johns.
Oh, okay.
But yeah,
why would he do that?
It's so. Every time he claims like this dude called him at like 1 a.m. He was like, we replaced you, blah blah blah. It's like, and dude, every time the accusations come out, they come from a more like vague anonymous source, and they're more absurd. Like the newest like roundup of accusations is that Joss Whedon told Wonder Woman, Gal Gadot, he was like, just stand around and look pretty and stupid. Apparently was his exact words, and like he like
but she said like yes. Because that's what Gal Gadot was probably like, yes, that's literally I know what my job is.
Yeah, like, but he like apparently like they're claiming that he was saying like insane stuff. I'm like, no human being who would say this. Like, he's like, yes, I want Wonder Woman to just look like an idiot in the movie.
Joss Whedon, like, I mean, I know
he's like a big time feminist.
No, not about that. It's just more like it doesn't seem like somebody he doesn't seem to have the clout that you would ever tolerate that from him.
I don't see. I'm sure there was some whatever, like, because the whole cast except for Ben Affleck and Henry Cavill, it's literally just Jason Momoa and Ray Fisher will not stop like talking. Actually, I think it's just Ray Fisher.
No, I've heard Jason Momoa say like that Ray Fisher's right about shit or whatever.
Yeah. So So it's mostly Jason Momoa and Ray Fisher will not stop, throwing accusations at him. And
I don't really care about any of that stuff because honestly, like, I don't really take that seriously. Like, if there was like some scene where he said like, "Hey, cyber N-word, come here and fucking do this shit," then I would be like, please, like, come on, you can't hire this motherfucker again. This is crazy. Because I would take that seriously if there was somebody being racist towards him in the workplace. Like, of course.
Yeah, it just seems like it's accusations of him like being an asshole, and then
it's just like, general meanness. Like, if it crosses into like sexual harassment, racism, I don't know, I can't think of anything else. But like, if it's those two, you can definitely not have that in the workplace for sure.
We'll have to go back and do a whole breakdown on this. It's really, there's like so much stuff.
But just being an asshole, it's like I feel like I know enough now about the process in which like that's just gonna happen, and you're gonna have to fucking tolerate it.
And then, because there definitely is some like weird stuff going on in WB. Like, so after Jason Momoa, like, this is one of the stories I totally forgot about till right now. He like made some kind of accusations claiming that like Jeff Johns and one of the other producers was like,
trying to bang him.
He was just on the accusation like, oh, they were like really abusive on set and blah blah blah, and then like the very next day, Warner Brothers.
Bro, you're Jason Momoa. Just fucking tackle him. What the fuck is point of having all those fucking muscles if you're not gonna, tackle some motherfuckers every once in a while?
This is gonna confuse you because I don't know who on earth thought this was a good idea.
Yeah.
So after he made these accusations towards Jeff Johnson, one of the producers, saying they were abusive, the next day WB did a press release of like, we're making a Frosty the Snowman movie with those two producers and Jason Momoa is to star, and they're like, everyone online was like, oh well, he agreed to do this movie with them, and it wasn't even a real movie. It's not even being made. Jason Momoa was like, I didn't sign on any Frosty the Snowman movie.
That's hilarious. They're pranking him. Well, I mean, clearly there is something wrong in how in the management, because they fucked the universe in the ass. They completely like wasted a great cast on some bullshit. It took him like what? 8 years to do like 10% of what the MCU did in like 2 years. Like it's just the whole thing was also fucking rushing the whole time. Stupid, it's so
crazy. Like the combination of doing nothing but also doing too much is like insane. It's like it took them 8 years to do Justice League, but they also like killed Superman, like the second movie in the universe.
Yeah,
just like break check. Dude.
No, because what happened is like they made Man of Steel. And then instead of like realizing that like of course we're gonna make our money back, it's fucking Superman.
Yeah.
Instead they waited 3 fucking years to make another movie. I'm like, it obviously it was gonna go well, you idiot. You should have been filming the next one like at the same time and release 2 movies the next year and 2 movies the next year. Like
yeah. I don't know why they didn't have confidence in the brand. DC's just weird. It's like and then it's just such a weird decision that they're like, oh, the second movie we're doing out the gate is Superman dying.
Yeah.
They're like, the second movie out the gate is an adaptation of Dark Knight Returns and Death of Superman. Like, that's 2 very important stories that take place well on in these characters' lives. Like, why are you doing this right out the gate?
And what I hated was like, I really liked the fact that we were like jumping into an established universe. Like I really liked that. I really liked that all these characters already had a past and everything, like that we weren't like jumping into like origin stories after origin story. But then they're like, no, you jumped ahead too far.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
Middle ground.
Yeah, I was like, what? Like, it's just, I don't know. It was mismanaged.
Here's my opinion is that it's a bad combination of Warner Brothers for some reason forcing them to retool old scripts for old movies that got canceled, and Zack Snyder just having a weird vision. Like, I don't know if you know, like, well, I mean, you know this obviously, that like the Robin that dies is Jason Todd in the comics.
Yeah.
In the movie, it's Dick Grayson.
What?
Yeah, he never becomes Nightwing. There's never a Jason Todd. There's never a Tim Drake. It's like, this Batman's at the end of his career.
Do they show that in the Snyder Cut?
Not in the Snyder Cut, but Snyder confirmed that in an interview. He's like, yes, like the Robin suit in there is Dick Grayson. I was like, bro, like, do you understand how important this character is?
Yeah, this is starting to make fucking Falcon and the Winter Soldier fucking sound like Chinatown.
It's like,
this is insane.
That's why I'm like, dude, Nightwing is an important part of Batman. He's like a fan, like a loved character of the fans. He's like an important part of the DC
You're
universe.
future-proofing your franchise as well because he becomes Batman.
Yeah.
You fucking silly goose.
You know what's funny, bro? I read his...
Disgusting.
His outline for Justice League 2 and 3. So here's what would happen, what we would get in the movies. We would have gotten... So, Man of Steel.
Yeah.
Batman vs. Superman. Wonder Woman. Suicide Squad. Justice League, and Justice League would end as the way we saw it, which you haven't seen the Snyder Cut, but it ends with Martian Manhunter and everyone they like all assemble. Yeah. Then I'm assuming there'll be some movies between Justice League 1 and 2, whatever, and then Justice League 2 would end with Darkseid causing the apocalypse and pretty much Superman would turn evil and everyone would die. Yeah. Then the very next movie would all be in the apocalypse up until the very end, and it would end with Batman dying, and then it would flash forward 20 years, and Superman and Lois's son would become the new Batman. I was like, you've just ended your universe in like 6 movies.
And that's retarded.
Oh, let me go into details.
Why? What?
So when Superman...
Batman has a son.
When Superman died in these movies, between when he died and when he came back, Bruce Wayne fell in love with Lois Lane and then banged her. And then Superman came back, and one of the subplots is that she's pregnant, and Batman's like, "Is this my son?" And she won't tell him. So Darkseid comes to kill Lois.
And he fucks her.
And Batman lets her die. Lets her die, and then that makes Superman go insane. So
Superman's like, "Listen, bro, I'm about to go sicko mode."
So, the stupid ass, the scene where Flash is like traveling back in time, being is like, she's the key. She's the key. That scene, the whole time travel plan is Batman's like, you need to go back in time and tell me to not let Lois Lane die because you're mad at her. That's his plan.
I thought. I want to apologize to the writers of the Falcon and the Winter Soldier for trashing their show. And oh my god! Okay, see, wow.
It's
you
so
can't
bad.
compare the worst writing on the MCU to the best writing on the fucking DC universe. It's literally still a step above. Because say what you will, like at least Marvel knows exactly what to do in order to keep their characters. Yeah, exactly. And also keep them true to their comic book spirit. And at the bare minimum, they're keeping them true to the comic book spirit.
This is the argument that I have. Like,
disgusting.
People are always like, oh, Spider-Man's not accurate enough to the comics. Like,
he is.
Like the big thing is like his life doesn't suck outside of being Spider-Man. I'm like, yeah, I get that. Like, you don't get the Raimi movies like capture like everything in this dude's life sucks. Like, like, oh, the MCU Spider-Man, like, he has a decent enough apartment. It doesn't seem like they're struggling for rent. He goes to a nice school. Tony Stark takes care of him. Like, okay, I get that. But, like, that's totally different from, like, Batman murking, like, 30 people in a movie.
No, but also, like, with Spider-Man, it's like, in the comic books, he kind of pretty much, I mean, every character kind of just keeps to themselves. And you can't really do that in the MCU because it's just too established. Yeah. To the point where, like, if you would have kept that fool, like, doing everything completely separate from everybody else, it would just feel weird. Yeah. So you just can't. Yeah. Can't do that.
It's just weird, and then I forgot where I was gonna go. Dude. Oh.
And also, everybody wants to fuck his aunt. That can be good. No. I assume he doesn't like that. He certainly didn't like that fool at the bodega was like, hey, well, fuck is on the ass. He said it in Spanish, too. It was hilarious. And then the Spider-Man's like, yeah, well, wow, fuck your daughter, bro. That fool's like, whoa, you're crossing the line over here.
Yeah. You were talking, like, worse DC writing. It's funny because I think DC is responsible
Suicide Squad, clearly the worst.
No.
What? Is it Birds of Prey?
No.
Oh.
It's the other one you haven't seen, the
Shazam?
newer one. No, Shazam's fine. Shazam's cool.
Fuck. There's a new one?
Wonder Woman, 1984.
Right. I was watching, I forget what, I was like on TV, and I was watching like a little bit, and I was just watching like Pedro Pascal's like character like say some wild shit to his kid. And I was like, this doesn't look good.
Do you know how Wonder Woman actually raped somebody in that movie?
Yeah, you told me that. You told me that she basically like raped some other fool like because he's.
Yeah, Steve Trevor she gets the wish stone and she wishes like I wish Steve Trevor was back. And I guess the wish stone's like retarded, so it blasts Steve Trevor's soul from heaven into some random dude's body, and he's like, Steve Trevor's like, oh, I'm in this guy's body. I need to find Wonder Woman. And she's like, in the movie, you see Chris Pine, but it's an illusion for the audience's sake. She can tell. She doesn't.
But in real life, it's Paul Giamatti.
Yeah, she doesn't see Chris Pine. She sees this dude that she doesn't know, but she bangs him, and in bed, she's talking to him like after she's like acknowledging that it's someone else's body, and then at the end of the movie,
what does she say? Listen, the cock is like half as big. But I love you.
At the end of the movie, she's like bumps into the guy once Steve's and blasted out of her, and they like kind of imply like, there's gonna be a romance. I'm like, how are you gonna explain?
I just gave up.
It's weird.
I gave up on that universe. I was like, I don't like Gal Gadot as Wonder Woman.
She's fine, and like if she's fine if she's directed right. Just that movie's so bizarre. Like the emotional climax of this movie includes a scene that's a flashback of young Pedro Pascal getting yelled at by his dad, and you can see that he pissed the bed behind. That's the emotional climax. Is a pissed in bed and a dude yelling at Pedro Pascal.
Dude, yeah, because I remember like when I saw that Kristen Wiig was like casted as the villain, I was like, I'm down to see her flex like her acting muscle or whatever. I don't know. I just
didn't ask the movie. It's so weird. It's because
she plays, what's her fucking name?
Cheetah,
right? Yeah.
Weird handling of that character. Every male character in that movie except for Steve is like a rapist. It's so weird.
Oh.
I'm not even joking. Every character in the movie sexually harasses them at one point. It's insane. Like the random assistant dude's like hitting on Wonder Woman. She's like, "No, I don't want to talk to you." And then there's like Kristen Wiig's walking down the street. She gets like sexually harassed by like 3 people. And then like everyone at her work hates her, but she like wishes to be like attractive or whatever. And now everyone's like, "Oh, I want some of Kristen Wiig," or blah blah blah. I'm like, bro, everyone on earth is sexually harassing them except for Chris Pine. He's like, I think I'll be the one who's.
He's already banged her.
Yeah, he's like, I'm already getting it.
Yeah, he's like, I'm fine.
It's so bizarre. Like,
speaking of rapists,
Harvey Weinstein.
I was gonna say, I read that there's a dude running for the Senate or like some shit like that in New York. His name is Harvey Epstein.
No.
How fucking horrible is that?
Name,
yeah, you dumb fuck. It's Epstein. Harvey Epstein.
Speaking of rapists,
that's a joke.
What happened to EDP?
Oh no! To eat, is it eat the pussy 455?
Pussy 445.
445. Is it eat the pussy or eat
that?
Eat that?
EDP. That.
Oh, but I thought it was just eat the, like any pussy.
No,
but he's talking about a specific pussy.
Like anyone that happens to be in front of
I was going to say probably an underage one.
Yeah.
He got caught twice.
So he got caught way back.
Yeah.
And it was accusations.
Yeah, but I remember you showed me that. Mm-hmm. And I was
He brushed it off pretty well.
Yeah, I remember just being, I was like, this just sounds like he's like making a joke about it, because he was talking to like somebody else.
Yeah, he played it off. He
played
it off.
I believe well.
And some people caught him. Have you seen?
You know what? What's funny is just like, I guess I've never really like heard of a black pedophile. I
was talking about.
It's kind of like a white crime. Yeah. So it's like what? It's like, oh, there's this Mexican embezzler. What? Like that doesn't happen here, you know what I mean?
Have you read or seen any of the DMs he sent her?
I saw he sent her like a selfie, and then he sent her like I think it was like a fleshlight or a dildo or whatever.
You want to know what else he sent her that's worse than that?
Oh, what?
He sent her pics of his shit in the toilet.
What the bro? Like, what the man? So many kinks into.
It wasn't even a kink. He just like, yeah, I took a huge shit. You want to see?
And dude, imagine being the Dateline fool. They're like, they have to be like, yes, CDP, I want to see your shit. And they're like, the things I have to do to catch pedophiles. God damn it, this ain't worth it. They just give up. They're like, I'll just let him keep molesting kids. I've had enough of this.
Hey, I hate that dude that caught him though.
Like, well, that was some wild racist shit that he was saying on the live stream. And also, like, I can't take him seriously either because he's just as fat.
Dude, do you know what's crazy is the cameraman is even like looks the same as EDP, and he had this mask on.
He looks like a negative of EDP. He looks like it's fucking like a bizarro world EDP.
So it was like, how you throwing these fat jokes at him when your cameraman looks like this?
No.
I was like, bro, But I got such like before anyone was accusing that dude of being racist or whatever. I saw one of his videos.
The cameraman or
just the main dude, Chet Goldstein, whatever his name is. I got such a bad vibe off of that dude. Like immediately, like I don't know what it was. Like he was just walking and talking to these dudes. I was like, he was just making me like uncomfortable. Like such a weird personality, like really unlikable type of stuff. And then he made some kind of like offhand comment about like Mexicans, and he said like beaner or something like that. Like, and I was like, that was a little weird. And then like he got up to the car.
Huzzah, a man of culture.
He gets up to the car, and the pedophile dude's in the car, and they're like, yeah, come out of the car, and we'll like talk to you, blah blah. And the dude's like, all right, I'm coming out. And he's like 5 times, he's like, he's coming out, ha 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 ha. And I was like, oh yeah, bro, so funny, dude. And he like said the same joke like 3 times. I'm like, yeah, dude, keep saying it, like it's funny this time. Like, and the way it came off was like so like that's not an inherently like if you say something like that, I'm not gonna think you're like homophobic. But I got that vibe off him like immediately. I was like, and then come to find out, they're like, yeah, this dude's super like racist and he hates like gay people.
People like us listen, you know, let's not get too. I don't want to, you know.
We're super racist.
No, I was gonna say let's not, you know, make myself look too bad. But I feel like people who make a lot of jokes that could be construed as offensive or whatever, we're pretty good at detecting when people mean it.
Yeah, we can.
You know what I mean? Because we know, we feel the vibe is like different.
Like when you say something crazy like on the podcast, like people will get offended at it, but like I know you don't mean it. It's like whatever. It's so and I'm like that too. And then when I see someone like that there making that kind of jokes, I'm like, I'm immediately like this dude. I'm like, this dude ain't joking.
Exactly. Like it feels different. Like I might laugh, but like I laugh in the way instead of like, how I laugh at somebody like when they fall. You know, it's just like, or like when I would laugh at somebody getting in trouble in school. It's like it's not that it's actually funny. I'm just like laughing at like, damn, like this is like fucked up.